Is going to college online instead of physically attending on campus, is it bad? Is it the same? Is it going to get you the same jobs? How is it going to affect your future? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video.
Hi, I'm Ryan Swayt, and I used to be a two-time college dropout, making just $12 an hour. Then I learned how to hack college and earned an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll show you how.
All right, so is it bad to get a college degree online instead of physically on campus? The first thing I want to say, and this is kind of a myth, a misconception, is that whether you graduated online or in person, it actually doesn't say on your college diploma. So the only way your employer would even find out is if they asked you and you told them, which most of the time they don't ask, but if you volunteered that information to them, okay? There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of online college opportunities across the country, okay? Most colleges have online degrees at their college. So you can go online at whatever college you want to, and it looks exactly the same as if you went in person. Now, one thing I want to point out is that we've, at the time of recording this video, we've gotten past or gone through a huge pandemic and lockdowns and all this. I'm glad it's in the past, but we went through it and the world changed a little bit, right? Well, one thing that changed is that colleges and universities, they took a major hit when the lockdowns happened because they couldn't have students on campus, okay? And students are paying them lots of money to attend their colleges and to get college degrees, and now they all of a sudden can't study on campus and they can't meet with their teachers, right? So what happened is literally every major college or university put tons and tons of money and effort into making their online programs better because online learning was a must. You couldn't physically go to campus legally. Legally, these colleges could not have class, right? So they put even more effort into building out their online programs. And guess what? Online school is really good today, okay? If you ask somebody 20 years ago where they got their degree and they told you they got their degree online, there was kind of this, I don't know, it just wasn't viewed the same, right? But we shouldn't be making that decision on the past. We need to make that decision on right now. And employers are extremely comfortable with online degrees because they're very common. They're so much more common than they used to be. And in the future, you're going to have big name schools having grads like who never stepped foot on their campus and went online. Really big schools. That's already happening today. Okay, so the number one thing is that employers in general are comfortable with online degrees. Okay, so if you go get a degree online, as long as it's accredited, you're likely going to get, many open doors. You're going to get job interviews because of this degree, right? Now, when I say accredited, there are two types of accreditation. There's number one, national accreditation, and number two, regional accreditation, okay? Regional accreditation is the highest form of accreditation. So do not attend any college if it's not regionally accredited because that college degree is not worth as much, okay? But there are tons of regionally accredited online degrees. So just make sure they're regionally accredited. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, it's this big misconception that attending college online is harder than attending in person because in person you have a teacher that's there to walk you through things, and when you attend online you're more reliant on yourself trying to figure things out. Well, that's actually not the case, okay? Going to school online in most cases is actually easier than attending school on campus in person. And this is actually pretty cool, but if you go to school online, usually you're going to have a lot less homework and things like that. So online school is not harder. And there are lots of people who think, well, I'm a classroom learner. I just wouldn't do well online. Well, guess what? Video content just like this has stormed the internet over the past 5 years. Okay. So if you're an in-person learner, you can now learn all of the same things through video like this. And it's like listening to a teacher. So that's not really a hang up anymore, because when you're learning online, there's video content to teach you everything that you need to learn, which is really cool. So it's not harder. It's actually, in most cases, easier. The next thing I want to talk about is different types of online degrees. Okay, so number one, there are online degrees where you're following the exact program that the school follows on campus. Okay, so it's like a traditional degree. Okay, like even though it's online, you're going to have textbooks and you're going to have homework assignments and quizzes and group projects and interaction and attending virtual lectures. And it's literally college, the same college experience, but through your computer instead of sitting in a classroom. Okay, so that's the first type of online college. There's another type of online college that I'm a huge advocate for, and it's what's called competency-based education. Okay, so what that means is that you actually, to pass a class, you have to prove that you have knowledge in that subject. Okay, so what that means is that you'll have textbooks and you'll have homework assignments and quizzes and all that stuff if you need it to help you learn. But if you can pass the final test and prove that you have knowledge in that subject, you literally can just skip the class and move on to the next class. And you can do that for every single class. Instead of doing all the homework and reading the textbooks, you can literally skip all of that stuff and go straight to the test and take the test. And you might be thinking, well, how do you take a test if you don't know the test material, right? Well, there are tons of resources that allow you to learn on the internet, right? There's YouTube. You're watching a video right now. There are tons of online resources where you can go and learn things that you're going to be tested on, and then you can go take the test and test out of classes. So basically, you're skipping all the busy work and you're just studying for a test. You find out what's going to be on the test. You study for the test, and then you take the test. You skip all of the fluff, okay? That's called competency-based education. It's really cool. There are tons and tons of competency-based education programs all across the country. Like even really prestigious universities have programs like this. And you just have to ask if they have a program like that and if it's competency-based and if you can test out of your classes. What's really cool is that if you can test out of your classes, you can graduate in a matter of months, not years. So it's way, way faster, which then means you don't have to pay as much tuition and it's much cheaper. And it's just easier in general because you're not doing all the busy work. So if you're thinking about, well, should I go to college online or should I go physically and sit on campus? Number one, think about, well, is it going to get you the same jobs? And in most situations, it is. There are, let's say you want to be a lawyer in downtown New York City. Maybe you need to go to Harvard Law School or something like that, right? But in most cases, majority of situations, whether you go to school online or physically in the classroom is really not going to make a difference because that diploma is going to look exactly the same, right? Now, if you're thinking, well, okay, online school actually is sounding pretty good, consider testing out of your classes because it's a lot easier and a lot faster. If you'd like to learn the process of how to go to school online and test out of all your classes in using a way, way easier method of graduation, I'm going to leave a link to a video down below in the description. It's a free video, and I'll literally walk you through the 3-step process that I used to earn my entire bachelor's degree in just 9 months, okay? Like I said, you can do it in months instead of years. Click the link, the video link down in the description, and you can watch that free training. It's just a free video like this. And yeah, I hope that this helps. I hope that your mind's kind of been opened and you realize that times have changed and education is changing. So for a long time there was this stigma that online college isn't the same. Well, let's not think about the past 20 years ago, 10 years ago even. Let's think about now. And employers in general are so comfortable with online degrees. So if it's going to be easier for you and it's going to be cheaper for you and it's going to help you get a degree that you might not get otherwise, then going to school online is a really, really good thing. If you have any questions, you can leave questions down below in the comment box. I hope you like this video, and I hope that it's helped you and can help you make a really, really educated, good decision about your journey to college and through college. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll talk to you in the next video.